Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be curating another custom solar system. So it's been quite a while since we've done one of these, actually, of the coloured solar system series, but as you've seen by the title, we are doing a Neptune blue system remastered. I saw a lot of you guys have been requesting this, so I thought, yeah, let's definitely do it, because it's been a while since we did the original one, and unfortunately I've lost that simulation to time, so I don't even have a copy of it anymore, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, for today we're going to make a new one. So I've still got the original blue system, but I don't have the Neptune blue one that I made later on, unfortunately. So yeah, we're going to go for a whole new simulation now. Obviously, we'll do the normal stuff. Obviously, if we're going for Neptune blue, we've got to fully spec it out in the Neptune blue. So let's go ahead and obviously we want to give it the deep blue as we like. Turn it up a bit. Something like that, I'd say. I don't want to go for too extreme brightness. Obviously, stars are already turned up. Okay, cool. So we've got a simple, nice background. Obviously, not too advanced. Right, and then star-wise, what are we thinking? I'm thinking just a normal white star. As for these systems, I mean, we can customize the color of the star now. But I'm thinking, I just like the plain white star because it works with sort of any colored system. So, who are we thinking? I usually like to use Deneb, I have to say, because it's more of a luminous supergiant. As yeah, white luminous supergiant. It's one of the biggest stars, and it may allow us to have some second or third stars in orbit of this as well. I definitely want to use a brown dwarf today, so maybe we could go with Deneb, and then a smaller star, and then go for a brown dwarf to have a triple system. So let's go with Deneb. So there we go. Let's go ahead, place it in the middle. So it's already got its whitish blue shape. We don't need to change that. Then I'm thinking star like Procorn maybe here, 1.49 suns. So how much mass is this? This is 19 suns, so we should be able to support Procorn at a far distance. We're going to go for something fairly large here because we do like to make custom big systems. So what are we thinking? I'd say around 70 to 90 AU, maybe even 100 pushing it. So I'll go about 92.9. Going to place it there. There you go. So we've got our secondary star, and then for our third star, as we always like to use, we're going to use one of the gases, which is the... Oh, and obviously it's going to be one of the blue ones, but yeah, we're going to use the blue gasser here. And this will also be a brown dwarf. So where should we put our brown dwarf? Could have been around... No, I think around Deneb. Obviously, I don't want it being around... How about 40... Somewhere around there, I'd say. So hopefully that all works. Orbits, okay. Good. It's all working perfectly. So how's Gasser doing? So as we can see straight away... Oh, it looks so cool. I love that. Honestly, that is such a cool object. Obviously, interface will just give you an awesome looking blue. Deneb... They've already got their interfaces. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we'll zoom in on Gasser Blue to have a closer look at it to start off with here. So yeah, check it out. Oh, I love this thing. These are obviously some of my favourite objects that have been modded over the years. I mean, the hot glowing coloured brown dwarf, the blue brown dwarf. Look at that. Oh, it's such a cool looking object. So yeah, there's Gasser Blue. Okay, so orbit's on. Yep, got its nice blue. Okay, so onto Deneb itself now. So I'm thinking we could probably give this guy a slight inclined orbit as well. Why not? So let's give it just a little tad. And I'll see, yes, it's slightly different to the Procon over there. Okay, cool. Right, so onto planets now. So obviously we can use some of our customs, or we can make new stuff, because obviously we're in the new update now with the clouds. We can make some really seriously cool looking stuff. So I think first object, we're going to go to LP12. Obviously one of our favourites we like to use quite often in our videos at the moment. So I'm going to place it obviously fairly close. I want it to be quite a hot object. But obviously, we can fully respec it and make it a different colour. So here it is. So the object is completely broken these days, but we're still going to give it an upgrade. So obviously put it on normal lights. I'm not sure if we can actually change the lights to blue, can we? Because it's a tinted object, so it doesn't look like we can tint it. Oh dear. That's quite intense, isn't it? Oh man. Right. Okay. Well, I may have to keep an eye on that because, I mean, how bright? Yeah, we are quite close. It's yeah. That's quite powerful. I mean, if we look on the zones, it's even got a zone. I mean, it's going to be pretty... Yeah, that's quite big, isn't it? Oh, man. Right. On second thought, I think I'm going to double Procon's orbit. maybe triple. I don't know. That's... Oh, man. I mean, in theory, we're in a custom system. So, in theory, we could lower this. So... Oh... That's embarrassing, not gonna lie. Oh dear. Right, we'll have to give it a let's place a new one in. So I'm gonna place it a little further away this time. And obviously what we want to do is auto orbit like always, so get those all respect. Okay, cool, that's fine. So that's obviously sitting out there. And obviously what we need to do this time is we're gonna pause it. I think we're going to obviously turn that off. We're gonna lock out mass, and then we're gonna halve this. So that should keep it more comfortable. No, it doesn't have it. Okay, it doesn't want it. That's quite annoying, I have to say. So yeah, the change in luminosity seems to be a little buggy at the moment. That's a bit irritating when you're trying to make systems. So auto orbit, okay, fine. So that should orbit comfortably there. Okay, cool. Right, so that will give our planets a little more breathing room around this star. So it doesn't really matter how big the system is. Like I say, we do like to make big stuff anyway. So auto orbit, okay, LP12. Obviously, we're going to need to give you a new interface due to that glitch. So let's fix that. Give it a blue. Okay, because we're going to be making it blue. Okay, awesome. So let's now speed up time. Just make sure everything is working as intended. So speed it up. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of time for this stuff to orbit. So, okay, that's looking fine. Okay, excellent. So let's go back onto LP12 now. Okay, so it's at 500 degrees. I think that's suitable. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's obviously got some molten action going on the surface as well. So slow things down. Okay, so there is our LP12 currently. Still got its city light areas as well, obviously glowing hot anyway. But now, obviously, if we go for Neptune Blue, we need to obviously respec our world completely here. So clouds, obviously we're going with blue clouds, you can see them there, and obviously atmosphere as well. Make LP12 a whole new different world to the way it was before. Snow and ice, obviously it doesn't have any of that stuff. And obviously surface colours, we want to give it, custom colours. So what we're thinking, obviously, it's got to be shades of blue. That's the only thing we can really go with here. So, right. Obviously, this planet is tinted, so obviously if we increase the brightness, it will change the colour. So we're going to have to keep things fairly dark anyway. See, look, yeah, it's tinted yellow, so obviously we can't have it too much colours, otherwise you'll just get something crazy like that. Because remember, this object is modded, so I mean, it does look pretty cool, but we can't go with that, unfortunately, because we are going for a blue theme. So in theory, we're going to have to keep it fairly dark then, because also if we increase any colour at all, it's going to make it brighter. I mean, that does look awesome. I think, in theory, as long as the planet... I think my rule for this is as long as the planet's main primary colour is blue, or Neptune blue, we could probably get away with stuff like that. So, in my eyes, that's fine. Obviously, that isn't, so we'll keep that blacked out. And obviously, the high elevation, yeah, also okay. But these golden traces, I think that does look quite cool. And obviously, we've got all the other blue colours specced out. So I'm thinking something like that could be pretty cool. So, yeah, what do you guys think of that? Clouds, obviously... I mean, as long as they're a shade of blue, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's make them a little lighter so you can see them. But one thing we can do as well, whenever the clouds, we can do all of this stuff now. So I'm thinking thick. I'm going to go with double blue thick clouds. Obviously, you can't really see it much anyway. So thick and thick. So yeah, what do you think of that? Also, if we cool the planet down a bit, it, in theory, should show the clouds up more. So 300? Yeah, so there you go. That's what it would look like normally. But obviously, as the planet increases, the clouds do sort of disappear after a while. But I think that does look quite good, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. So it's got the golden sort of traces on it, but it's still obviously blue is the primary colour. So, yeah, what do you think of that? I've got to say, that does look awesome. So just speed up. So how hot does this thing actually go? Because obviously the hotter it gets, those clouds will slowly disappear after a while. So as we can see, it's getting hot again. So I think what we simply need to do is just give it a buff on the albedo scale. So let's just buff it up a bit. Let it cool off. Keep it in the 300s. I think maybe the 400s, somewhere around there. So there it is. It's still got, I wouldn't mind a bit of molten rock on it still. So just have to find that sweet spot of where we want it. So surface, try and lower the albedo a bit more. Just try and get it exactly where we want it. So if I put it to 500, can it hold 500? No, it can't. Okay, perfect. 450. Can't hold 450 either. What about 400? I'm hoping it will cool down. Okay, so it is cooling down. So you can see the clouds are showing up. It still has the molten rock area on there. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? And also, I think just make things a little more interesting. Slight tilt. So it shows that golden area underneath as well. So what do you guys think of that? So it's a completely redesigned LP12, but still got a bit of a molten rock on it. But yeah, I'm thinking that's roughly where I want it to be. Oh, it's increased to 500 again, it says. Okay, so it's just, yeah, we'll continue to just speed up time, just monitor it. I'm hoping that area should cool down a bit. Maybe just a little more interference with the albedo, just to increase it just a tad more. Just so that lava slowly disappears. How are we looking on temperature now? So 350, it's still sorting itself out. Obviously, that's a pretty powerful star. We're a much further distance away from it now, but I'm thinking, yeah, I'm fairly comfortable with what we have there. So okay, guys, so continuing on, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that has come out so far. I'm thinking we do need a planet a little closer to the star than where this one is currently. So if we have a look at its stats, we're currently 45 a year out, around 67 years. So this is like Neptune and beyond distances right here. So let's see. Yep. So Yeah, I definitely want something closer than that. So if we just look again, so it was 60. Oh, that's not. No, that's not Neptune. What am I saying? 69.7. Yeah, that's more of a Saturn Uranus sort of orbit currently. So there is that. Well, saying that actually, I say Saturn and Uranus, but I mean the AU distance is fairly large. I don't know why it's only 67 years. I don't know, but that's fine. So yeah, let's get a little closer to this. So I'm thinking a hot gas giant of some kind. So any objects we could use in here? This blue one has sparked my interest. So I'm going to place this in. I'm going to obviously reconfigure the colours, but I'm going to place it there for the time being. And that, what's going on there? You need you to orbit the star. Come on. There you go. Okay. So obviously the colours need a reconfiguring because it's got some lighter shades. But can we? Oh, okay. So we can definitely look into. Ah, okay. Right. So we can probably do this without cutting the video, but obviously we need to simply just make all of these blue and then see sort of what we end up with. So this planet also, I believe, has negative contrast on it, so it should have a cool sort of dark spot area, which will be pretty neat to see. So obviously, yeah, we're going to give it a nice band colour. Obviously, we can't even see what we're doing currently because the planet is just being steamed up here, so we're obviously going to need to reconfigure its stats. But I mainly want to get all of those light shades of blue out and then just see where we are after that. So let's get that all specced out. So go for that deep blues. You can see it's slowly changing as we change the colours here. So obviously, yeah, those deep blues are going to look good. You can see in the top image up there, it's already looking really cool. So we just have to keep going with this until we get the final product we are after. So I will keep some of the shades, the original colours, but I do want, obviously, Neptune blue. That is our rule in this system, is Neptune blue needs to be the primary colour for all of the objects. So let's keep things rolling. Looking good. Oh, it's looking really cool now. So let's yeah, get those lighter shades of blue out of here. There you go. Oh, yeah. So that's looking a lot cool. Look at it up there. All right. Excellent. So let's just keep it going. Just a few more now. Get rid of that greener shade as well. Just try and crop out all those colours. Okay. So something like this, I want to say. Let's just a tad more. Okay, so what do you think of that? So now, obviously, we're going to need to cool it down because it's a 600 plus. Obviously, quite close to that big boy over there. So, mass, I'm going to give you a buff just so you can withstand it a little more. Ooh. Get rid of the water. That may help. Give it more iron core. So, an iron heavy, gassy. So, yeah, it won't. Its size is sort of. So, 0.255 Jupiters. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, steaming hot on one side. But also, if we look on the other side, and actually just cool it down for an instance. Okay, so that's looking better. But obviously, can we go any... What if I go to minus 270? How about that? There you go. So there's a good look of it. So what do you guys think of that? I just got to say, that's... Yeah, you can see there's a little dark spot effect on it if you look carefully in there. But yeah, I think that's it's pretty solid looking, I have to say. That does look good. Oh, we could do a tilted. How would that look if we... Okay, so obviously tilted, it would have the same effect. Okay. Obviously, as time changes, let's just speed things up a bit. So obviously, as we go around the star, it's going to have a effect. Look at that. That is so cool. That kind of shows how Uranus would work around the sun as well, just with the hotter areas obviously facing the star. And as it goes around the star, you get some really cool sort of changes with where the heat is. So I do obviously want to... I really want to give it a slight... Oh, it does look awesome. I do want to give it a bit more albedo, just to be able to withstand the temperatures a bit more. So obviously we are quite close to the star, so I'm going to need to make it fairly reflective, but something like that, maybe something like that would work. I don't know, I think a planet like this is kind of spoilt being so close to the star, so I think I am going to buff it out further out than LP12, so... Okay, that's a little more comfortable, but yeah, I'm thinking a little... somewhere there, yeah. Because I do think it ruins it if it's too close to the star like that. So there you go. Yes. That's looking good. I have to say I'm very pleased with that. You can see our brown dwarf in the distance over there. Just turn all the stuff off. There it is. Cool. So yeah, that's comfortably sitting there now. Okay. Right. So what are we thinking next? I said I'm very pleased with the way that one's come out, actually. So obviously orbit's back on. So LP12 is still currently our closest planet to this star. And it's, yeah, looking good. Oh, that thing does look awesome. Okay. So I do want to get something closer in there. What's this object here? Aria. What exactly is this? Oh, it's looking very hot. So, oh, so it is a gas giant. Okay, 0 degrees. What does it look? What does it look like? Oh, this is a really negative contrast planet. So if we have a closer look in here, go on auto orbit as well. But this one is a very, very negative contrast object. I think this was made by Siren. Yeah, you can see that is completely blacked out. So yeah, that's not really fitting of our theme. So unfortunately, we do not want that in here. Okay, so what else could we use here? We've got the proper Neptune. We're definitely going to be using that at some point. Where else are we? Gasa Blue. We've got the light version of the modded Neptune. How about we place this in here and have like a hot ice giant, a hot Neptune planet? So place that there. Oh god, that thing is absolutely spicy. Okay, it's a very, very hot. Look at the state of this. So this thing has like enhanced brightness, so it is going to appear very, very bright. And obviously, again, I do want to have a little play with our albedo here. So if you cool it down, that's what it looks like. But obviously, we are going to give it a bit of temperature. Maybe something like that. Just so we can still keep our blue theme. But obviously, it's looking very, very bright indeed. And this thing's from quite a while back as well. So, looking good. Let's obviously slow things down. I'm going to give you a slight buff in mass. Just so you can hopefully withstand a bit more. But yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. So obviously it comes out at the nighttime side, it gets very, very hot, goes into the nighttime again, cools down, and then repeats. So, yeah, that's looking good. I'm really liking the way that looks, actually. So, yeah, okay, so that's comfortable in there. So we can leave that sitting around there for the time being. Closest planet to the star. So, yeah, very, very close in there. So we've got to take that one, then you get a big jump to LP12, and then you got this one over here. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a jump to the brown dwarf now, and I think our orbits do look a little too flat as well, so I'm going to give a modded Neptune, we're going to give you a fairly inclined orbit, actually. Let's give you something like that. Just make it a little more interesting. LP12 will give you a slight incline, nothing too crazy, but we'll give you just a little, just a tad. Somewhere like, just scroll it carefully, somewhere there, yep. Okay, I'll leave this one alone, and then brown dwarf, I will leave you alone. Or should I? No, this one's already tilted anyway. Okay, so Gasa Blue. Now, I'm thinking around this guy. This distance from the star, I'm going to try for an Earth-like planet. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my Pascal, my latest version of Pascal, as a template here. So 27.1, that's the update we're in. I'm going to place you, obviously, orbit, sorry. We're going to place you there. So it's in orbit of our brown dwarf. How's it doing? So obviously, it's looking fairly comfortable at the moment. Also, in orbit the brown dwarf, we want to give you I want to make you closer than that. So, closer to the brown dwarf, somewhere there. Yeah, it does look cool. So, play. Alright, excellent. Now, obviously, what we need to do, Pascal, is we need to make it fit the theme. So, obviously, anywhere that's green, it needs to turn to blue. A blue version of Pascal could look really cool, actually. Blue and blue. And it already has storm clouds on it, so it's looking really cool already. Ocean colour, obviously, that's going to need to be changed. So, Neptune blue oceans. Oh, we could go with a more normal blue or a darker blue. So maybe, I don't want to make it too sort of Neptune blue, but I do want to still have the blue oceans. Obviously the surface, we need to melt all that. There you go, so that's what Pascal looks like underneath. And obviously the surface now, these need to be turned into shades of blue, in theory. So, stuff like that. There you go, that's a respec version of Pascal. Obviously, city lights on it as well. They also need to be changed. So, Neptune blue city lights on her. Yeah, I'm liking that, yeah. I'd say that's looking good. Obviously, it doesn't look as good as the green version, as that is my favourite. But, yeah, I still rate it. I think it looks fairly cool. Now, one thing I do want to do is surface. I want to have a little play with our elevation span here. Because I don't want that much ice on it. So, I'm going to lower that. Get rid of that ice nonsense. There you go. So it's still got a bit of ice, but not too much. Now, I'm thinking ocean colour. Maybe I could revert it back to the colour we had before. So that was a lighter cyan shade of blue. Just to keep things interesting. Obviously, it's not our primary colour, so we can get away with doing this. But somewhere around there, I'd say. Maybe just a little more blue. So obviously got a fair amount of oceans on here. Got its city lights behind it as well. Neptune blue city lights. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So for temperature, what is our temperature sitting at? So it's getting too cold, so we may need to give it an atmosphere buff or a albedo. So we may need to nerf our albedo. So let's lower our albedo. Okay, so that's giving it temperature now. So let's see if can it hold 20 degrees. Okay, so it's going up a bit. So we do want to give our a bit more albedo. And then if it's going up from 20, I want to keep it roughly around the 15 area. 0 degrees. So it's still warming up. 10 degrees. Can you sit around 10? So it cools down from 10. So if it roughly sits around... Oh, no, or is it? Okay. That's looking more interesting. 20. Can it cool down? Please cool down. No, it's still warming up. Okay, so let's just see how things play out for a bit. So it's still getting a little too hot for my liking. So we're going to give you just a little more increase. 0.5 increase. So it's still getting too warm, okay. More increase. Still increasing, okay. Even more increase. No, it still won't have it. Okay, a little more. Looks like it's slowing. Looks like it's peaking. Okay. Maybe just a tad more. 82. Come on. Yeah. Oh, it's cooling down. Okay. Come on. Okay, so it is slowly cooling down after time. So let's put it back to 20. Just see where it sits from 20. I'm guessing it will go up again. So if it sits between 20 and 30, obviously it'll be more of a hot spot. But as long as it's around that sort of temperature, okay, so we can get away with that. Okay, not many city lights on it at the moment. So, okay, that's a little interesting. Maybe give it a reschedule of the lights. I mean, blue lights don't show up the most anyway, so... I mean, they're all under those clouds as well, remember, so... Okay, we'll leave those away. We won't keep messing with those. So, oh, there's a nice patch of them there. So, the Neptune blue lights. Okay, looking good. Yeah, I'll leave that the way it is. So I'm pretty happy with the way that's turned out, actually. So, obviously, very, very blue still. And obviously, interface will give you a blue as well. Cool. So, that's an orbit of our brown dwarf. So, I'm thinking a second planet around the brown dwarf. Maybe something a little closer to the brown dwarf this time. So, obviously, we can go with just a nice, simple, rocky world, actually. So, in theory... we'll just go for a fresh new moon. Place it there. And then all we need to simply do to this guy is remove any water that's on it. Get rid of that. And obviously just spec out the colours to how we need them. So blue, blue, and then more blue. So there you go. So zooming in. Obviously, yeah, we need a little more shade of blue. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's still got the blue as the main theme, so that's fine. I don't want to make it just all blued out. So there you go. So that's two planets or moons. Oh yeah, planet. This is a brown dwarf, so this would be planet. So yeah, there you go. Cool. I'm happy with that. Okay, next up, I'm thinking a little further away now. So we've got 2 planets around there. I don't want to crown the brown dwarf. So I'm going to go with Kepler 22b. So I'm sure you guys can work out what I'm doing straight away. So we're going to place... yeah, we'll place Kepler... we could go around the second star. Yeah, we'll go around the second star. Yeah, we can always come back to the first star. So we'll come back. We'll go to the second star. All right, so Kepler 22b. Where are we? Yep. Also, it needs to be a fair distance away from our star. So place it there for the time being. So how far away is this exactly? So let's have a look. Very cold here. So 20. Ooh, okay. You could probably sneak it around there, I'd say. 0 degrees. Okay, so how's that cope? Just getting too cold. Okay, so we're going to need a little more... why is it glowing hot if it's getting cold? What? Okay, so... yep, lower you down a bit more. We just need a bit of temperature gain. Come on. No, won't have it. Oh, dear, right. How are we doing here? No albedo at all. It's got 1.1 ATM, so it should be... yeah, it should be warming up. What are you exactly doing that game? Come on. Maybe we'll have to make a fresh world, because that's a little weird why it's doing that. Closer again then, I guess. 10 months. Okay, so it looks like it's warming up now. There you go. That's what we want. Cool. How bright is this star anyway? So it's 7.1 sun, so it should be warming this up a lot easier. But there we go. So it's warming up now. And obviously Kepler 22b is an all-ocean world. So all we need to simply do with this guy is change the water colour. Deep blue. So let that speed up. Obviously, we want to melt all of that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We could keep the white clouds, I think, on this one. So, keep the clouds. Atmosphere. Ooh. Oh, oh, yes. Purple. No. Oh. Oh, that doesn't look good. Maybe just still too purple. There you are. Okay, so clouds, yeah, I'll keep those as white, because if I make them blue, you won't be able to see them. So I'll keep the white clouds just to keep it nice. And then I think, again, I've got to go with my favourite thick. And then I think I'll throw in, or we could do double thick, or we could go with a storm. Oh, yeah, or we could do storm and then thick. So, oh yeah, that looks even better. Or double storm. I like the storm. I really, really do like the storm ones, so thick. Yeah, I'll go storm and thick. So that gives us this. So it's an all-ocean world. It's obviously looking really cool. I could probably use this in my size comparison, actually. A world like that for Kepler 22b. That's a really cool update. You know what? I think I will actually keep a copy of that. I'm actually very pleased with the way that's turned out. So Kepler 22b, nice ocean world. No ice on there. Obviously got a lot of clouds going on, but yeah, that's looking good. I'm liking the way that's turned out. So obviously it's a little cool at the moment, but obviously that'll warm up. As long as it keeps its oceans, that's fine by me. So how hot will it go now, I wonder? Look at the clouds go. I love that. Just look at that. That is absolutely awesome. Okay, everyone, so moving on now. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way that Kepler has turned out. So yeah, let's get moving on to the next object now. So I think we'll probably place one or two more before we end off today's video. So I'm thinking we've got to have, like I said, we've got to have our Neptune in here somewhere. So let's give it a search up. Got to go with that classic deep blue, man. So let's go ahead and place that in. We'll place it around our second star, somewhere there. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, did I place the second one? Okay, so that's fine. So, yeah, Neptune, obviously, doesn't need any modifications whatsoever. It's already a beauty. Oh, yeah. It's the nicer, enhanced, super blue version of Neptune. It's actually getting a little warm, actually, so we'll give you a little buff. We want to keep you cold. So, 143 years. So that's a big jump. I mean, if it's too far away, it may orbit the other star, actually, so we don't really want that. So we have to keep an eye on it. So how far are we here? So, okay, so it still orbits that star. Okay, that's fine. Is it getting light from both stars? Yes, it is. Yeah. Hey, so double light on now. Neptune here. Looking good. So that's happy. I'm fine with the way that is. It looks like it's warming up again, but I'm sure it'll sort itself out. So, yeah. Happy with the way that's looking. Obviously, all blued out stuff so far. And obviously, back here, we got our Kepler. Cool. I'm thinking, oh, 256 degrees. Oh. Okay, yep, you're definitely getting a buff again. So, ×2. Get that temperature further out. Let it cool down for a bit. Oh, man. 50 degrees. So it still warms up from 50. So it's stupidly hot. Okay, yeah, we need to have another jump. Still getting too hot. Wow, it was getting too cold earlier. Now it wants to have a massive jump out. Still won't have it. Okay. 14 years. 100 degrees. I mean, I don't care if it's around 50. Because it's all just water anyway. So, warm ocean's fine. Okay, so let's just see. We'll see how it sorts itself out from next. We're giving it a nice buff there. Okay, so back to denim. Obviously, we've got our hot gas giant in there. LP12 looking awesome as always. I'm thinking another sort of cloudy world. So we could go with just a normal. Oh, we could use. What about Fermia? Fermia is quite a planet I quite like. So I'm going to place that around. Yeah, I think we'll go around the Brand Wharf again. So place it there. Okay. So how far away? So it is quite a far distance actually from our Brand Wharf. So where is Fermia anyway? There it is. Okay. So it already has a bit of blue on it from when we last used this object in an older system. So let's place it a little closer. See, I want it to be fairly in there. So there's the other planets. So somewhere there, I'd say. Yep. A little closer. It's got more of an inclined orbit around our brown dwarf. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so slow down. It's already got its nice blue atmosphere. It's already tilted on its side. So all we need to simply do with you is give you a new surface colour. So surface colours. Yep, so what we need to simply do is change this colour here. So, blue. Oh, yeah, so we'll give it you a deeper dark blue. It's got its... should we keep the light clouds? Yeah, we'll keep the light clouds, yep. But what we can do, again, thick. I want to go for a super thick version of it. Well, maybe we should change the clouds. How would it look if we did that? Oh, so that's this ultra blue. Okay, so maybe we could have the surface colour slightly altered then, so... Yeah, look how much the clouds cover up anyway. I mean, yeah. Okay, so high elevation. In theory, we could still have it a bit blue, just not the full-on deep blue. So we can have a lighter shade of Neptune blue. I mean, we don't have to have the full deep blue. So, yeah, we'll just go with a lighter shade of blue, just so the clouds you can see those clouds. So there you go. Yeah. Got its city lights behind it in there as well. Oh yeah. Oh, that's looking cool. Well, I'm pleased with that, yeah. So that's Neptune version of our Fermia planet there. Very pleased with the way that's turned out, actually. So, give you the blue. Yeah, that's looking good. So, there we are. Okay, cool. And I think, yeah, one more planet around Deneb again to finish off the day. We've already got a nice system sort of going here. So, I'm thinking a more inclined orbit. So, a more comet-like orbit. What about one of the 55 Cancryees? We could really modify one of these and make them look really cool. So I'm going to use trains as one here. I'm going to place you roughly there for the time being. So 55 Cancryee. Here it is. So this is the one with those cool crater marks. So obviously we need to spec it out so it's blue instead. So deeper Neptune shade. Oh yeah. Let's just get the colours correct. Ho, yes. Does it have an atmosphere? I think it did, didn't it? Oh, it does have an atmosphere. Okay, so blue. Obviously, there's not many clouds visible, but we'll try and make them as thick as possible. Just a little extra. Alright, so there it is. So what we'll do with you is have it on a quite eccentric orbit, so like a comet orbit. So I'm going to give you a eccentric. Where was the eccentric? Okay, 0.2. And then we're going to buff it up. Not that extreme, but yeah. And then obviously we're going to lower this. So it's going to cut in there, and obviously now we can make the eccentric higher. So something like that. Somewhere like that. So I don't want it getting too close to the Browner Wolf, but I do want it to be cutting into that inner part of the system so it can really get warmed up. So this will give it, yeah, rather bizarre sort of orbit. And then obviously I'll give you a little bit of incline as well, just to make it even more insane. So yeah, so it's got a pretty unordinary orbit in there. So interface, yeah, we'll give you blue. Cool. So there we go, 55 Cancri, but made by one of you guys as well. So yeah, that will orbit at quite a weird angle, so that should in theory cool down completely. Actually, it still has those crater marks on it, giving it that really cool sort of bashed up effect. And obviously when it gets closer to the star, those will warm up again. So let's let time pass, get closer to the star. Come on, you're gonna go a little quicker again, come on. So we can keep an eye on the temperature, so that will increase over time, and then we'll start to see the lava reappear where it formerly was before. Oh yes, it gets stupidly hot in there, and obviously it will fly around and decrease again. It's actually losing mass as well, so this will be a planet that's actually being consumed every time it gets close in there. And obviously as it recedes again, it will cool down back to the deep blue shade. So yeah, there we are, guys. That does it for part 1 of making a Neptune blue system remastered. So I hope you enjoyed everything so far, and yeah, if you've got any tips or feedback or suggestions for what we could add in the next part of this series, and yeah, let me know down below in the comments or in my Discord server. But with that all said and done, guys, let's see if we can go for 50 likes a day for our Neptune blue system. We'll have a quick lineup before we finish off today as well, and also make sure to subscribe if you're new. Help us on a journey to 22,000 subscribers, and yeah, stay tuned for part 2. But yeah, before we finish, there's our lineups. We've got our Brown Dwarf, we've got all of our gas giants in here, we've got Kepler 22b. I'm very pleased with the way that one has turned out. Obviously that is definitely one of my favourites in here so far. We've got LP12, also a really cool looking world. And then we got our Pascal 27.1, and then lastly Cold Thermia at the end there. So yeah, looking good. Then we have that other little one we placed in too. Cool. So yeah, that is our full lineup, guys. But yeah, that all said and done, make sure you have a great day. Stay safe out there, guys. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.